Hello, let me check whether the title is everything is working fine or not. Okay, let's see. Hello, cool. It is working fine. I have checked, and so here's it is. Sorry, I won't be able to speak much because it is currently 1 a.m. at night, around 1 a.m. at night. So here's what I am going to do. I'm directly going to go to this topic, which is get a web developer job in 2023. So, technically speaking, how can you get a web developer job in 2023 in this recession, so called recession? Well, there is a recession, and thing is, you need a way more kind of like a skill in order to get into this. Okay. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually tell you a pathway which will work, because end of the day there are a bunch of ways you can actually get into this field depending on your situation. This is a very impromptu type of stream because of certain situation that I am actually surrounded by, which I am not interested in telling why or what exactly it is, but here it is. And I also don't know whether how many people will even watch it, because technically speaking it's been a year since I was completely in hiatus, but here it is. So I'll start with recording my laptop screen and go to this particular drawing tool, which is Excalidraw. Okay, so let's understand how to get a web developer job in 2023 as a fresher. This is important, as a fresher. Why? Because this is exactly where most of the people are struggling. Okay, either this level or at the very top level, because the top level got laid off, or the freshers got their orders or so-called offers revoked, or they are not just not getting it right. So how can you actually get it? Well, there are a bunch of scenarios here. Okay, here's the scenario number one. You are either are a complete fresher, which is you are 2023 graduate. I will not call it pass out, that's Indian lingo, but basically it means somebody who is about to graduate in 2023 or has already graduated because it's August, or somebody who has graduated in 2022, or maybe before 2022. Okay, so these are the three categories. Now, based on these three categories, there another category, which is where are you going to look for the job. One area is basically on campus, second is off campus. Nobody actually hires you on campus for web developer job. Nobody does that. Most people actually hire on campus is usually based on a very core skills, which is DSA, and therefore those people are actually how to put it, they're actually looking for people who have core skill intact, and therefore they are looking for people who they can actually train and uh, direct towards technologies like say C++, Java, and so and so. And these are the companies like FANG companies in India. You can actually look into that, and that is not my problem. Thing is, I'm not concerned about whether you are on campus, off campus. I'm not concerned about whether which year you are actually, right? No matter how big your so-called gap is, I don't care about that. No matter whether you're coming from on campus or off campus, I don't care about that. The technique here is very simple. We will be looking into just one technique, which is a foolproof technique that will always work. This is how I got my job during the COVID days, but this is how it will work. And I will also tell you where you can actually go ahead and find those people, some sort of like people who can actually help you out on this finding the job scenario. Okay. So here's what you have to do. You have to start, if you're like a complete beginner, right? And you have no knowledge about anything, here's how you actually go about doing things. You have to start with HTML. Let's say it will take about 1 day. 1 day is enough to actually learn it, memorize it. When I say memorize, I don't want you to believe that you have to actually memorize everything. I want like on hands, in hands, like kind of like a scenario, and actually go through each and every single thing of it from beginner to intermediate. Because see, web HTML is actually divided into two parts, which is layout and then you have accessibility. You are not going to be tackling the accessibility part much as a beginner, so you can actually look into as a beginner, you can look from beginner to intermediate, you can look into the all the layout scenarios, right? You can just look into it. Go for any sort of YouTube tutorial, you can look for it. Here's what I'll recommend. You can go for Dave Gray HTML, right? You can search for it. You can find this channel. It is a great channel, to be honest. You can find this 4 hours course. You can just go through it. You can actually practice it, and it will be enough for you to get your hands dirty with the HTML. And that's about it. Once you are done with this, you are going to take a break. Second, what you're going to do is CSS. Again, it will be 2 days and that will be enough. Find any CSS tutorial that you can find online, look through it, practice it. 2 days will be enough for you to actually go about and do all the things. When I say all the things, I mean practice all the things, right? And mind my words, it's 1 a.m. in the morning. And I say morning, I mean at night, 1:30 at night or some shit. As you can see, it's around 1:24 and I'm just trying to come up with this. Okay, it's a very impromptu thing that just popped into my head. Okay, once you have done these two, on the third day onwards, you are going to start looking into JavaScript, and you are going to look for, and you are going to actually spend at least 1 week here, right? When I say 1 week, I mean 8 hours per day, or at least 4 hours per day. 4 hours will be enough, but 8 hours is something that for you to sit down and practice how the people actually work. So 4 hours is enough. But if you can stretch it out to 6 hours, 8 hours, that's enough. Depending on how fast you're a learner, it will be enough. 1 week will be enough. What is the best source of this? Well, I'll say the best source will be, there's a course by Brad Traversy. I don't know anybody of you actually know or not, but if you want, you can actually go and look into that course, which is a paid course. I'm not sponsored by him. I'm not actually getting paid anything, but it is called Modern JavaScript or something. I took it 2 years back or something. Yeah, here it is, right? Now, I think it's a revamped version. You can actually look into this if you want, or you can actually look for this person's, Dave Gray's JavaScript. And full course is 8 hours. You can actually go through this whole thing, right? And that will be enough. Mind you, we will come back to this, right? JavaScript is not just one thing. We will have to come back to it. Third, and I mean fourth, what you're going to do is you're going to create some projects. When I say some projects, I don't mean to-do list and whatever other stupid projects that you create. Here's what you're actually going to create. You're going to create a Trello clone. Okay, Trello clone. This is a perfect project which you can actually create using JavaScript, CSS, and HTML, and that's it. And if you want, you can actually use drag and drop API. This will be a bonus here, right? you can actually search for this. Everything is available on YouTube. I don't know why people don't actually search here. JavaScript, Dragon, uh, Trello clone project. Search for it. You will find there's a 1 hour video somewhere, if I am correct. Not in React. You can look for something. Yeah, here it is. You can actually look for something that actually you can actually look here, right? Just go through it, find what you actually find, and just try to build it out. And then that will be it. That will be your project number 1. It has to have your own touch of styling. It has to have your own touch of naming, what name of the project is, and something like that. You have to own it, right? And you have to know what you're actually writing. So even if you are just cloning everything from the tutorial, own it, own the code. Okay, that's the important part. And the way to actually own the code is you completely look into the tutorial, copy it, but after copying everything, what you are going to do is you put aside those tutorial, you come back and you try to create the entire thing from scratch. That's how you own your own project. Okay, even though it is a clone. Okay, you're not an entrepreneur, you're a developer. Just focus on that. Once you have done that, you're going to go back to JavaScript, and this time you're going to go to Namaste JavaScript. Okay, Namaste JavaScript. Namaste JavaScript is a series, which is amazing series. This is basically a series that will tell you, it is by Akshay Saini. You can actually, it has, I think it has 2 playlists. Namaste JavaScript season 2. You have to look into both of them. Okay, basically what you'll find is you'll become an expert in JavaScript. Take a notes if you have to, whatever it takes, right? And spend at least 1 week here as well. This becomes your so-called, this becomes your month 1. Okay, that's it. This is month 1. You have to master everything in month 1 till this point. Once this is done, here's how you actually go about and do the month 2. You'll start with React, not any other framework. You're going to start with React, not Angular, not Solid, not whatever the hot topic in this so-called market is, Signal and whatever in the YouTube playing field did. None of that. You're going to start with React because that is where the market is. That is where the job is. Okay, React. And you will start with React.js with JavaScript. You will try to build something here, which is, how to put it, you will look into this particular thing. You can actually search for this particular channel. It's called Code Evolution React. Okay, this has the whole series of 108 videos. Basically it's a complete site itself, right? Come to this part, search for React. Somewhere here you will find React.js tutorial. Click on this playlist, devour it. Everything that is here, you have to learn it. Everything, right? Everything. Okay, no matter what it is, you have to learn it, including the TypeScript part as well, right? Class, not class, hooks, not hooks, everything. You have to learn it. Okay, here's the thing. TypeScript part, you cannot directly jump into it. So what you are going to do before taking the TypeScript part, you're going to actually take a crash course of TypeScript from, say, Brad Traversy, right? It's a 1 hour video. You can actually take it. This will, by the way, take you 1 week. This will I mean, when I say 1 week, you have to follow everything. You have to understand the concept and everything. It will take 1 week. And here's actually a site, react.dev, right? You have, this is the documentation, the latest documentation. You can actually look into this. This is the best, latest, up-to-date thing. You can just go ahead and look here. Fine. This should, here's how your learning pattern should be. You should look into the video, you should understand it. You should not use because that is a very old, how to put it. So okay, let's just play it. I hope there's no copyright situation here, but let's play it. Okay, hello. Let's see whether we are back or not. Are we back? Okay, hello. Yeah, we are back. So the React that code evolution, I'll just copy it here. Let's see whether we are back or not. The React that code evolution will teach you is, here's a channel name, code evolution or something, React series. Okay, the React that this guy will teach you will be using create React app. What you will be using is, you will go to this quick start or somewhere, right? And in installation, you can actually look into, see, they say ki install NextJS or Remix or Gatsby or Expo, blah blah blah. No, you're not going to listen to this React talk. What you're going to do is, you're going to open say your so-called project, and you're going to go with this thing called Beat.js. Okay, here you're going to go with this getting started, and you're going to go with React. So for React, just go with this, or yarn or pnpm, doesn't matter. Choose the React template and you will be set. By the way, if you're, either you can look into the code evolution thing, or the latest thing is React Dev Gray. Okay, again, Dev Gray channel is best as well because he has everything in latest. You can look into this entire course, right? You have to find your own people from whom you can actually learn. But basically, React.js is what you're going to learn. Once you're done, you're going to learn the TypeScript wherever you can find. I'll recommend Brad Traversy's 1 hour video. Okay. Third, you're going to go back to React, but this time with TypeScript, and you're going to learn that as well. Find where, somewhere that you can actually get it and learn it. It will take approximately 3 days, not more than that. There's a very little thing that changes between React.js and React with TypeScript, and that will be it. And that is what most people actually use in industry, right? Either React with TypeScript or so-called Next.js or other frameworks. Once you have these things, you're going to actually learn Tailwind. If you have learned this thing called CSS, Tailwind will be a breeze. You have to learn how to set up Tailwind with React. And now, next thing that you have to do is, the best way to actually learn Tailwind CSS is to use Tailwind CSS inside a React project and make a project. So make a React TS Tailwind CSS based project, right? What do you want to make? Well, make a, right? So basically, there should be a login screen. There should be an authentication screen or whatever you want to call it, and each user should have their own so-called Google Docs. You can make it. That's a wonderful project. Okay, that will be your month 2. And most likely you can say okay, 1 week here, 3 days here, 1 week, approximately 1 week here, approximately 1 week here. We still have, here's another thing, make another project using React JS, and you can use Firebase or okay, I think it's reconnected now. Basically you can find a bunch of project, right? See, project is basically anything that takes you 20 to 24 hours to build. When I say 20 to 24 hours, I mean 3 to 4 days to build. Okay, that is a project, so it has to be CRUD operatable. If you look at this Google Docs, if you add the auth feature, it's a CRUD project. Same with Trello, if you add the authentication, it's a CRUD project. You can actually go back after learning the Firebase authentication to this, and you can actually upgrade it if you want, right? So this is how you're actually going to do, and this will cover your month 2. Fine, month 2 is done. Let's see, month 2 is done. What next? Well, month 3, this is where we actually get things interesting. Here's what you're actually going to do in month 3. You're going to learn NextJS, not any other framework, not Remix, not Gatsby, not whatever the hell framework you have listened on YouTube other people are promoting. You're going to learn NextJS. You're going to learn NextJS pages router, and you're going to learn NextJS app router. There are 2 types now. You're going to learn both, because in most probably if you're going inside industry, there are many applications which are still in pages router and will continue to be in that, and any new application that will be built most probably in app router, depending on the architecture, which is not your problem as a beginner. That's a person's problem who is your senior or whoever is designing the entire system. God bless him. Now thing is, once you have learned these 2, find again from YouTube or go to their doc. Next.js documentation is very great. You can just go there, nextjs.org, and you can find it. Once you have found it, once you have learned it, these 2 will actually take you somewhere around 1 week and 1 week, right? This is still evolving, so don't delve too much into it, right? There's a person that I would like you to actually look into for understanding the technique. I don't know whether I can actually look into it. No, I cannot. Alex. Yeah, here it is. I can at least give you this person's, yeah, this is the person. This is a person, Alex. What's the name of his handle? ASI. Okay, I'll just copy paste it here. You can just look to this person's so-called Twitter handle. You can actually find, okay, this is the Twitter handle. Go there after you have learned whatever you could learn from app router documentation or YouTube, right? Go to this person's Twitter handle and try to learn pretty much everything. Once you're there, right, make sure that Next.js part is only learned through TypeScript, not JavaScript. Nobody uses JavaScript in an industry, so you no longer will be focusing on JavaScript in month 3. Focus on TypeScript. Anything that you do in any framework should be TypeScript. So once you have done that, you're going to make 3 projects. You're going to make, let's say, 1 project in pages router. Let's call it online e-commerce store. you're going to make second project or one project in app router. Again, if you want, you can make the entire thing and you can actually differentiate it, or you can make different, doesn't matter. And finally, or you can actually, what you can do is, which will be best, you can actually copy the entire pages router project and then convert it to app router incrementally. That will be a upgradation skill that you can actually learn, which will be better. And finally, you can make one last project in either, doesn't matter, right? I'll say prefer app router because that's where the industry is going, so just prefer it. Okay, and that will be it. You can choose your own poison here. Choose your own poison here, and that's about it. That's your month, that's your month 3. Okay, so in 3 months you will be able to do everything. So this is week, you can say 3.5 months. Okay, so 3.5 months you can actually do pretty much everything if you only focus 4 hours a day. That will be enough in a focused manner. Once you have this, here's what you're going to do. Month 4, right? And this also includes previous months 1 hour daily. Okay, here's what you're going to do. What I mean by that, I just tell you. 1, you have to a task that most people don't do, but this is something that is called networking, or you can say you are trying to increase your success surface area. So imagine there is a path. Okay, so imagine this is how you're actually, this is a thing that will actually get you a job, right? And it has a bunch of things. In order to get a job, you can actually apply to job portal. You can reach out to recruiters directly in their DMs. You can spread the word in social media that you're doing something, right? This is called building in public. And let's say finally you start a YouTube channel to tell what you have built. You write hashnode blogs to tell what you have built. God damn it, the medicine is taking my entire head. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Okay, you tell what you have actually built. You write hashnode blogs to tell what you have built. What you have built. Okay, basically each and every one of these actions will actually be will actually increase your surface area of success, right? You do one, there's a little chance of success. You do all of them, there's a high chance of success. And each and every one of them is basically they are verticals, and each of them has a horizontal success line. So imagine you're applying through job portal. There is no just one job portal, there are multiple job portals, so that can be understood as a horizontal, right? And there's a chance of success in applying in multiple job portals. Okay, but you increase a vertical one more to increase surface area a little bit more of success. You're going to increase one more vertical. Now you're going to reach out to the recruiters directly in their DMs as well. Okay, so that's like another horizontal that will increase your chances of success. So you are going to go and do all of this. I'll tell you how to actually go about doing this. I'll just tell you in a manner, but this is something that you're going to do full time in month 4, not before that. Before that, in each month, every time you are learning something on that day, 1 hour, you're going to just publish what you have learned on Twitter, LinkedIn, and if you can, start writing a blog on Hashnode, what you have learned. And that's about it. Blog should not be daily, block should be weekly. That will be a much better volume of learning to actually write in a blog. Okay, so this will be market yourself in 1 hour. This is previous months. Okay, now what about this month? This month you are going to just focus on all these all these things. Okay, I can just remove this now, right? Apply it through all the job portals in your particular country, wherever you are. Reach out to the recruiters directly in their DMs who have posted those jobs. Spread the word that you have built something in social media. You start a YouTube channel and tell people what you have built. You write a hash note blog and tell people what you have built. This is what you're going to do, and you're going to do it full time, 4 hours a day. This is your now a job. This is how you're going to market yourself. Now here's a technique how you can actually do this, right? First is applying through job portal. We all know that. Here's how you actually go. I'll just give you one example. You can go to this LinkedIn feed. Hopefully this nobody's logged in here in this particular field. Forget it. I'll just tell you how we're actually going to do. Am I still live or not? Sure. Hopefully I'm live now. I hope I'm not making a blunder here. Yeah, anyways, who cares? Uh, what I'm saying, because you guys care and I care. But anyways, here's how actually you go about doing things. So you go to job portal, say LinkedIn. You're going to apply it. You go apply directly first. Okay, update all your, yeah, one more thing. There's a person known as Danny Thompson LinkedIn. Just search for this. Update your LinkedIn profile based on whatever 4 videos he actually tells you how to update it, and only after that go about doing this. Okay, so that's okay, that's step 3. Go search for Danny Thompson LinkedIn series and apply it. Okay, and also create a resume as well. ठीक है? Okay, ठीक है is a Hindi word, but okay. Now once you have this, here's what you're going to do. Start applying for the job in LinkedIn, other job portals as well. Say like in India we have Naukri, we have remote work or something. You know, you guys know ki kahan pe, you know, you guys know where you actually can find this. Once you have that, right, if possible, right, here's the technique how you can actually apply. If possible, find the person who posted that job. Okay, that is reaching out to the recruiter. DM them and introduce yourself with your resume as well. Okay, this is important. This is increasing your surface area. Also, here's the thing, once you are going to do this, what will happen is you are going through the official route of applying the job through whatever the official procedure is, and then you're also reaching out to the person who has posted this job directly through their DMs. Be cordial, do not expect a message back. Assume that you're sending it to the void, but assume that you're increasing your so-called surface area of success. This is important. Okay, you're reaching out to their DMs. Fine. Here's what you are actually going to do. One more thing, you're going to go to the website of the company and apply your resume in their careers page as well. So you are applying for one job in three different routes, through three different routes. Okay, that's what you're doing. That's exactly what you have to do every time. If you cannot find a person who has posted the job, you will always find a company and their career page. Use that. Fine. So that's how you're going to increase your so-called surface area. And this is now finally step 5. Spread the word in social media. Now, if you have been doing this so-called step number 1 here, market yourself in the social media, for the last 3 months, you will already have enough following of people who know what you're doing. Most likely you will already get the offer in your DMs. Fine. So one more thing, in Twitter you have to tweak one setting to open your DMs now, thanks to Elon. So just do it. Once you do that, and in LinkedIn, just open your DM. Maybe you can find something before doing, even before reaching month 4, you know, that can happen. If it does not happen, this is how you're going to do. You're going to follow all the people who are working in the company where you want to apply. List out 50 companies, because there will be a lot of so-called neglect. There will be a lot of rejection. So be ready for that. And once you have that list of 50, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 company people, follow them, DM them with your resume, and look out for anybody who is posting for, I'm looking for this, I'm hiring for that, I'm looking for that. Just push yourself in their comment section, in their reply section, and in their DM directly without waiting. The number one thing that you have to do is stop rejecting yourself. Delegate that responsibility to the person who has to hire you. Be shameful enough to market yourself as if you have nothing to lose. Okay, because technically speaking, you really don't have anything to lose. You are not earning anything at this moment. You are a fresher, you have nothing to lose. Fine, whatever you had to lose, you already lost in the last year of your so-called graduation. You know, all that prestige, nobody cares in the real world. Sorry to bother you that, right? And here's one more thing, once you have all these so-called skills, nobody cares where you have studied. Also, if they care, fuck them, just fuck them. Okay, you don't have to care about them. Thing is, recruitment or so-called job search is a two-way street process. Company is evaluating you, you are evaluating the company. So if the company is looking for tags like IIT, MIT, blah blah blah, and you don't filter that tag, they will reject you. So by default, it's better that they are rejecting you, because they cannot see beyond whatever they are thinking about. Fine. If you still want to go into them, you can actually try after 5 years. That's their barrier. Either they take directly from prestigious universities or colleges across the world as a fresher, or they take experienced people after some years of experience. Now, my situation is I don't care about this tag, but if you do care about them, there are ways about doing that. Okay, but most likely I'll say just fuck them. Okay, you are also trying to look into the culture aspect and have a minimum criteria here as well. What do I mean by minimum criteria? When I say minimum criteria, I mean you are also going to be in a rejection mode at the end of the interview. You're not going to be in a rejection mode at the beginning of the interview, but at the end, the HR round, you have to also be in a rejection mode. You have to give company enough. You have to actually filter the company with your own so-called lens, right? Now, not all will be able to do this, I know, because of the circumstances they are in financially. So just, you know, if it's luck, then it's luck. Curse your luck or whatever happens. But if you are in a position where you can actually take that shot, take it. You have to filter the company as well, either through culture, work-life balance if you want. I don't care about that work-life balance. That's a stupid thing anyways. But you get the gist. You have a set of rules or a set of ways that you want to actually live your life. You have a set of standards that you want inside a job based on salary. What should be your salary? What should be your what should be the way you should be treated and all of that. Filter the company based on that. Talk with the people who are working on that company, in that company, and maybe you will find some people, right? If you have built enough social network. And that's about it. That's how you're going to get the job. Look out for the social media. Twitter is a battleground of attracting talent because people actually use Twitter a lot, which is nowadays X. LinkedIn is where you can also find the things. There are a bunch of other sites you can actually find other things as well, right? So go about doing that. There's Indeed, there are other things as well, right? But this is the whole process. This is how you're actually going to get a job in just 4 to 5 months in this market. Okay, there's nothing else here. There's only skill that you have to take. This is one route. By the way, this is the skill route. There's another route, right? And here's the thing, I'm not looking for any company which is going to look for, say, DSA or data structures and algorithms. If you want to apply in those companies, learn it, right? Add another month, or while you're doing your marketing, keep learning the DSA. So that could be your 4th month, right? You are starting the DSA. Maybe it will take 2 months, 3 months more. By the 6 months, you will have DSA as well as projects in your resume, which you can actually market, right? It's all about marketing in the age of social media. So that's about it. And hope you guys get the job. And it's been half an hour since I just rambled about and ranted about this entire thing. And I think I should just stop. Yeah. I don't think anybody will be seeing this video, but who cares? I just wanted to say this because there's a lot of things that I'm looking around myself in my environment. And I think this is, I should have just put this out. So I just did.